Back in time. Oh, come on, baby, push me wide. Back in time.
Dare I say it's like a Superfly Cinderella story? Cindy and the Disco Ball, the musical, is getting ready to open at the Gary Marshall Theater. The story takes place on a SoCal high school campus in the 70s. We're talking about lots of disco music, dance moves, and far out fashions. Christine Lakin, who you've probably seen on many TV shows before, is now directing this musical. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's really good to have you. A lot of folks first really get to know you on Step by Step, playing
Yes,
Al.
that's right.
And, you know, you've done so many other shows. So this is something theater. So, you know, what really prompted you to transition to start the directing, but now directing a musical? Because I know you've done some TV directing, but now this is something very different.
Yes, it is. You know, about 10 years ago, as an actor, I've always loved acting. I will never not love that art form, but I've been in this business for over 30 years, dare I say, and I was just really interested in storytelling, and I loved the process of how we all come together to make something. I couldn't stop asking people about their jobs, and I just realized at one point I was basically backseat directing everything I was working on, and that was probably super annoying to other directors. So I started to transition my career and make my own stuff and direct a bunch of television. And then coming back to theater's always been my love. It's always been the first love.
Wow.
And I met Joe Bueri, who's the other co-director at the Gary Marshall Theater, when I played Cindy 15 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So this is now a reboot, if you will, of Cindy and the Disco Ball. And he said, hey, I'm going to bring back Cindy, and would you like to come and co-direct it with me?
Wow.
And I couldn't think of a better way to direct my first musical than with one of my best friends. And, you know, we met at this theater, and I met my husband at this theater. I met so many wonderful friends of mine, and I just have such a love for it because I really feel like, especially now after the last 2 years, we've gotten away from being able to be inside together and watching theater and watching something live. And it's so important for our community to continue to support the arts. So this has just been a real labor of love for all of us,
Now, give me a little better idea of what this musical, I mean, it's like modern day Cinderella, but in the 70s. And
that's right. So this is a retelling of the classic story Cinderella, but set in 1975. So there are things that, like, maybe some parents will really enjoy, some props, some costumes, that funky disco, some dance moves, but also young people, you know, looking and seeing, like, you know, hairstyles and glitter and the hustle and, you know, things that they've never experienced before. But we take the story of Cinderella and we really sort of update it to talk about themes that we need to, I guess, talk to our kids about today. Kindness, why kindness matters. You know, what bullying really is. Cinderella is a little bit bullied by her older stepsister. We talk about being your own person, about doing your own thing, about not being scared to take a chance. And we also talk about art and why it's important. And I think all these themes are things that, like, no matter if you're in kindergarten or you're an adult out for a date night, like, these are themes that we are so universal. And it's a lot of fun. It's just a really wonderful thing for an entire family.
well, it looks like a lot of fun. Thank you so much for
having
joining
me.
us again. Cindy and the Disco Ball, the musical, opens this weekend and runs through October 30th at the Gary Marshall Theater in Burbank. And you can find more information by going to our website, KCAL9.com, and clicking Seen on TV. Well, it is a story you will only see on 9. Why neighbors say a woman being randomly attacked with a fire extinguisher does not surprise them. Plus,